Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is spellbound and early childhood education. And we're fortunate to have with us the author of Spellbound, Miss Mary Williams, who is an author in Nashville, Tennessee, who will not only talk about Spellbound, but she will give us some information relative to early childhood education, having been involved in early childhood education for many years in her own career. And of course, Ms. Williams, let me welcome you to the show this morning.
Thank you.
And to tell you how delighted, Ms. Williams, we are to have you with us this morning. We know that you're involved in a large number of organizations and societies and et cetera,
Right.
and that you've been involved, and now we know that you are an author. You come to us as an author of a very, very exciting book.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I'm told that this is a book not written about children, but it's a book for adults, and I can
Right.
certainly appreciate that. Let's give you an opportunity, first of all, Ms. Williams, before we get into the book and early childhood education, to talk about Ms. Mary Williams, to give us some information about your background, your education, and some of the things that were eventually important in leading you to the decision that you ought to write a book.
Okay. Well, I come from Lebanon, Tennessee. I was born in Lebanon, Tennessee. I come from a family of 9 children, and I am the 6th child. I had twins under me, and then I had a baby sister that came about 12 years later. One thing I'd like to say that's unique about my family, all the girls are left-handed and all the boys are right-handed. My mother's left-handed, my father right-handed. That's kind of unique.
It is.
I finished school from Wilson County High School, and I started really acting when I was in about the 5th grade. We used to do a lot of dramatic readings and going around pantomime, and I was just a natural-born actress. So, you know, everybody was always calling on me to do something, a lot of comedy acts. And then I finished high school there and went to Tennessee State. And I majored in speech and drama. And of course, a major in speech and drama, you know, you participated in a lot of plays and many other activities related to drama. And when I graduated from Tennessee State, I started teaching, of course. And I started teaching in Memphis, Tennessee, and did 1 year. But because we had to go early in the summer, and that they had to stay out of school for a little while to do something.
Split session. Was that split session?
I think so. Yes, split session. We had to do the split session. So I taught seniors in high school there 1 year, English and French and so forth. Then I came back to move back to Nashville. My husband and I were married then. Moved back to Nashville, and we had 2 girls, and we have 2 girls now. And then I started teaching in a religious school at Nashville Christian Institute, taught there for 5 years, and then started with Metro. Started teaching 6th graders, and I went back to TSU, and I became certified in elementary education. So that's how I moved into elementary education. So the whole time that I have been teaching, I've always been a storyteller. So I've always been able to motivate my children to learn through storytelling. Even though it was told in all the courses that this was useful, I was using it anyway. This was a part of me. So I have been able to, after working with 6th graders, and I came to Aiken and teaching 2nd graders, and I was a reading specialist for a while and worked with the children in the inner city. And all of this that I did with the kids, I was able to get the information over. It didn't matter the background. It didn't matter the amount of money that the parents had. It didn't matter whether they were on welfare or what. They could all get the same information.
Methods.
Right, the same method, and they would, it may take one child a little bit longer, but that child would finally get it, and they were motivated. And they could remember it through storytelling. So, and I would sometimes shock myself because I could read a story and the whole class would just, you know,
Just in awe,
spellbound.
spellbound.
And
Oh,
I
that's
could,
good.
so I said, these kids, and I asked a psychologist, and she said, there's something about your voice. She said, something about your voice that you just kind of mesmerize these kids. And I said, well, maybe it is. Even a child the teachers had complained about that were acting up in their room, they would come in my room, they just, you know, and then I would ask the questions all about Thomas Alva Edison. They would remember all 3 names.